Have you ever met someone who seems to rise stronger after every failure? Someone who quietly builds their success, never showing off, but always moving forward. Maybe that person is you. Or maybe it's a Scorpio, you know. Here's a shocking truth. Scorpios are not just survivors. They're silent architects of wealth. Behind their intense eyes and quiet nature lies a mind that sees opportunities where others see dead ends. They're not chasing success to prove anything. They're building something deeper, something unshakable. But why? What makes Scorpio energy so powerful when it comes to success and money? Is it their passion, their resilience, or is there something hidden beneath the surface? Today, we're unlocking the 18 psychological and astrological secrets that explain why Scorpios are naturally wired for wealth. And no, this isn't just about zodiac stereotypes. It's about deep emotions, inner strength, and the way they transform every pain into personal power. If you're curious about human nature, if you've ever wondered what truly creates success, stay with me. What you'll learn today might just change how you see yourself and the people around you. Before we dive in, remember to hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a little Scorpio energy in their life. Are you ready? Let's begin. Imagine this. You're standing in the middle of a dark road. Everything feels heavy. Maybe you've just lost your job, or a relationship ended, or you made a mistake that cost you something important. Most people freeze in moments like that. They hesitate. They doubt themselves. But Scorpios, they move. They don't just survive. They transform. Like a phoenix rising from ashes, they turn emotional pain into a reason to grow. They see failure as necessary, as if every scar is proof that they're one step closer to becoming who they're meant to be. Why does that matter in building wealth? Because success isn't about never falling. It's about getting up, stronger. Scorpios understand this at their core. Every financial loss, every wrong partnership, every broken plan. They don't let those moments define them. They let those moments teach them. Then, quietly, without needing applause, they rebuild. Stronger, smarter, more determined. Maybe you've seen it in someone before. Maybe you've felt it in yourself. That moment when you stop seeing failure as punishment and start seeing it as power. That's where Scorpio energy begins. But what truly sets them apart is where they choose to look. Scorpios aren't chasing after trends or obvious opportunities. They're not drawn to the glitter that blinds everyone else. Instead, they look deeper, into the cracks, into the shadows, into the places others are too afraid or too busy to search. That's where they find potential. The hidden investments, the quiet partnerships, the ideas everyone ignored. While most people play the surface game, Scorpios are 10 layers beneath, working on what really matters. That's their gift, seeing value where others see nothing, like the friend who invests early in an unknown startup. And 10 years later, that small choice changes their life. Scorpios sense those moments, not by luck, but by instinct. And then, there's the why behind their actions. Why do Scorpios want wealth? It's not just about cars, or luxury, or fame. It's deeper. It's about control. Not control over others, but over their own lives. For Scorpios, money isn't status. It's safety. It's security. It's emotional freedom. It's knowing that no one can take away their power. Maybe that sounds familiar to you too. Maybe deep down, you're not chasing success to impress anyone. You're chasing it to finally feel safe, to finally breathe. Scorpios understand that feeling more than most. Their need for emotional control is what drives their financial ambition. Every dollar isn't just a number in their bank account. It's a layer of protection around their heart. And yet, while they build that wall of security, Scorpios never let themselves get distracted by shiny distractions. Have you noticed? They're not the ones constantly switching careers. or changing goals every few months. They don't get swept up in what everyone else is doing. Why? Because they don't trust the surface. Their natural skepticism makes them question everything. Is this opportunity real? Is this person trustworthy? Does this path serve their long-term vision? If the answer is no, they'll walk away, quietly, without explanation. They don't need validation. They need results. That's why Scorpios build wealth in silence. They follow their own compass. And when others finally notice their success, it's already too late to catch up. Think about that for a moment. How often do you let trends pull you off track? How often do you say yes, just because everyone else is saying yes? Scorpios teach us something powerful. Protect your focus, question everything, and trust yourself more than the noise around you. Their ability to stay grounded in reality while still dreaming of transformation is what makes Scorpios so rare. They blend deep emotion with sharp logic, intuition with strategy, passion with patience. It's not just in business, it's in life. Whether they're choosing a partner, starting a project, or walking away from a toxic situation, they choose with care, with thought, with intention, and maybe that's a reminder we all need. Slow down, go deeper, focus less on how things look, and more on how they feel. Because, like Scorpios know, real wealth isn't found on the surface. It's buried deep within, waiting for someone brave enough to search for it. There's something fascinating about how Scorpios choose to act in silence. While many people rush to share their plans, post their goals, and talk about their dreams, Scorpios prefer something different. They stay quiet, not because they're afraid, but because they understand the power of protecting their energy. They know that every time you speak of a dream too soon, you risk diluting its strength. So, they move quietly, they plan carefully, and they let results speak instead of words. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to succeed without anyone noticing until it's too late? That's Scorpio energy. They don't need attention during the process. They need control, focus, clarity. Every step is taken with purpose. Every decision is weighed, not rushed, not broadcasted, just executed in silence. And when the success finally appears, it's real, solid, unshakable. That's something powerful to learn. Sometimes the loudest path isn't the strongest one. Sometimes working silently is where real strength is built. And how do Scorpios make such precise decisions? It's not just logic, it's emotional intelligence. They're able to sense people, not just what's said out loud, but what's left unspoken. In a room full of smiles, they notice the tension. In a business deal that looks perfect, they feel the hesitation. It's this emotional radar that helps them avoid mistakes others walk straight into. While many people rely on numbers and facts alone, Scorpios read between the lines. They understand human behavior, and that's their secret weapon. Imagine sitting across the table from someone, negotiating a deal. The person says all the right things, but something in your gut whispers, no. Most people ignore that feeling. Scorpios don't. They listen. They know that the unspoken often matters more than what's presented. And it's not just in business. It's in friendships, in relationships, in partnerships of all kinds. Scorpios choose carefully because they know choosing the wrong person can cost more than money. It can cost peace. It can cost time. And no amount of wealth is worth losing your inner stability. Yet, even with this emotional depth, Scorpios are not afraid to take risks. But here's the difference. They're not reckless. They don't gamble for the thrill. They take what we call calculated risks. Risks that are researched. Risks that are weighed. Risks that, while bold, still make sense deep down. Think of a person who invests in a new market when everyone else hesitates. But they've studied. They've listened to their intuition. They've felt the right moment. And when that risk turns into reward, it's not luck. It's strategy powered by instinct. That's how Scorpios move. They're not afraid to step forward when needed, but every step has purpose, and even if they fall, they're ready to rise again, because they've built the mindset for that. So many of us avoid risk because we fear failure. Scorpios embrace risk, knowing that failure isn't the end. It's simply feedback. It's part of the journey. And that's something worth remembering. Every time you hesitate, ask yourself, are you avoiding risk or avoiding growth? Now, behind this strong outer shell, Scorpios carry something often unseen: loyalty. Not just ordinary loyalty, a loyalty that runs deep, especially in professional relationships. When they choose to trust someone, they're all in. They'll protect that connection, support that partner, stand by that friend. It's not about convenience for them, it's about values. Once you're in their circle, you're part of their inner world. And that loyalty creates something rare today: stability. In business, loyalty builds networks that last. Scorpios understand that success isn't a solo game. They choose their allies wisely. And once chosen, those bonds help them grow. Think of the quiet mentor guiding them behind the scenes, or the trusted business partner who helps turn ideas into reality. Their wealth isn't built alone. It's built through selective, deep, meaningful connections. That's another lesson we can all carry. Build carefully, connect meaningfully, choose depth over numbers. And here's something many overlook. Loyalty isn't just about standing with people when things are easy. It's about showing up when things get hard. Scorpios do that. They're there in silence, in difficulty, in complexity. Their people know. When they say they've got your back, they mean it. And in return, Scorpios often receive loyalty that fuels their success even further. Strong partnerships, support during setbacks, opportunities that come not from random luck, but from being trusted over time. So when you look at a successful Scorpio, know this: behind their wealth, behind their strategies, there's a quiet army of trusted relationships, built carefully, protected fiercely, and valued deeply. That's a secret many miss. Wealth isn't just about money. It's about people. It's about trust. It's about the emotional foundation behind the material success. And maybe that's something worth reflecting on in your own life. Who do you trust? Who supports your journey? And who are you loyal to? Not just in words, but in actions. Because sometimes, it's those quiet relationships, built in loyalty, that unlock doors money never could. And as we move forward, the next part of this journey will reveal something even deeper. Why Scorpios view their financial life as more than just success, but as a form of inner transformation. And why their final 3 traits might just be the most powerful and controversial secrets of this entire story. There's something truly powerful about the way Scorpios approach problems. While most people see obstacles as dead ends, Scorpios see doors waiting to be unlocked. They're problem solvers by nature, but not in the usual way. They don't just fix what's broken, they create new ways forward. Imagine a business failing, markets shifting, or life throwing unexpected chaos. Many people panic. Scorpios, they pause, they breathe, and then quietly they ask themselves one question: what can I create from this? That's the magic. They don't wait for answers to appear, they build them. And maybe you've seen this in your own life. A time when you felt stuck, but then, somehow, you saw a path no one else did. Maybe that moment came after silence, after reflection, after trusting your gut. That's Scorpio energy working within you. The ability to innovate, not just when it's convenient, but when it's necessary. They remind us that the best opportunities often come disguised as problems. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them and thinking differently when you do. Part of this comes from their sharp observation skills. Scorpios notice what others miss. They pick up on small details, shifts in trends, tiny changes in human behavior. Where most people look at the obvious, Scorpios look at the subtle. And that gives them an edge. In business, in investments, even in personal relationships, they act early. They move before others realize change is coming. And that's not luck, it's attention, it's presence. It's being so aware that you catch the wave before it crashes. Think about that for a moment. How often do you miss signs because you're too distracted? Scorpios remind us to slow down and watch. Watch for the patterns. Listen to the silence. Notice what's changing, not just what's loud. Because sometimes, success isn't about moving faster. It's about seeing clearer. But here's something even more intriguing. Despite all this insight, all this inner power, Scorpios don't broadcast what they're doing. They don't need recognition. They're not chasing applause. They work in silence, consistently, steadily, with quiet determination. Have you ever met someone who doesn't brag about their goals but just shows up one day, successful? That's Scorpio energy. They understand something simple but profound. The more you talk, the more energy you lose. So, they protect their process, they focus inward, and they let their actions, not their words, reveal the results. This approach can feel strange in today's world. A world where everyone shares everything, where achievements are posted instantly, where validation often comes before real progress. But Scorpios show us a different way. A slower, quieter, more authentic path. One where you build, protect, and grow, not for others to see, but for yourself to feel. That's the difference between shallow success and deep fulfillment. Maybe that's a reminder you needed. Not every goal needs to be announced. Not every step needs an audience. Sometimes, working in silence gives your dreams space to breathe and grow. Focused energy is powerful energy, and Scorpios master that. But their silence doesn't mean they give up when things get hard. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Scorpios are known for one trait that few can match: persistence. When they set a goal, they hold it like a secret promise to themselves, and they don't let go. Obstacles, they keep going. Failures, they keep going. Emotional setbacks, they feel the pain and keep going. Their persistence is not just about stubbornness, it's about vision. It's about knowing that no matter how long it takes, they will get there. This is why, over time, Scorpios often succeed where others give up, not because their path is easier, but because their will is stronger. They know that anything worth having takes time. Building wealth, building trust, building a life that feels truly yours. These things are not fast. They are built brick by brick, step by step, and that's why persistence matters. So, if you're feeling stuck right now, if your dream feels too far away, remember this. It's not about speed, it's about consistency. It's about showing up, even when no one's watching, even when no one's applauding. Keep moving forward, because every step counts, even the quiet ones. And that brings us to something often misunderstood about Scorpios. While they value independence, they're not afraid of collaboration. In fact, they seek it, but only with the right people. People who share their vision, their ethics, their depth. Scorpios choose their collaborators like they choose their battles, carefully, but once they choose, they commit. They know that partnerships, when chosen wisely, can multiply success. Imagine two people, each strong on their own, coming together with trust and shared purpose. That's how Scorpios build their networks. Not wide, but deep. Not loud, but strong. By collaborating with like-minded individuals, they open doors to new opportunities, new resources, and new perspectives. But they're never careless about it. They protect their energy. They choose people who complement their strengths, not compete with them. And maybe that's something you can reflect on too. Who are you building with? Are the people around you lifting you higher, or draining your energy? Scorpios remind us to choose carefully, to invest in relationships that grow us. Because wealth, real wealth, is rarely built alone. As we look ahead, the next part of this journey will reveal something even deeper. Why Scorpios' wealth isn't just about money. but about clarity of vision, mastery of knowledge, and the one instinct that guides them through life's biggest decisions. The final 3 secrets might just change everything you thought you knew. Stay with me. There's something powerful about knowing exactly what you want. Scorpios carry that power. It's not a vague dream, it's a clear picture in their mind. They know what success looks like, feels like, and means to them. This clear vision gives them an advantage most people don't realize. While others get distracted by trends, by what friends say, or by temporary emotions, Scorpios stay locked in. Their goals don't change with the wind. They trust their own path. And that's why they often reach their destination faster. Not because the road is easier, but because they're not wasting time walking in circles. Imagine this in your own life. Think about a moment when you were absolutely sure of what you wanted. Didn't every decision feel simpler? Every step felt lighter? That's the power of clarity. And Scorpios remind us, clarity isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. By asking yourself hard questions. By listening to your inner voice. By letting go of what doesn't serve you. When your vision is clear, your journey becomes unstoppable. But clarity alone isn't enough. Scorpios go deeper. They are natural researchers, curious minds, quiet learners. While others act fast, they study. They gather information like precious pieces of a puzzle. Not to show off, but to make better decisions. Before they invest, before they commit, before they leap forward. This deep hunger for knowledge gives them a secret advantage. It's not that they're lucky, it's that they're prepared. In business, in relationships, even in everyday life, knowledge is their armor. They don't move blindly. They move with understanding. Think about that. How often do you act on impulse? How many mistakes could be avoided if you slowed down, researched, and really understood what you were walking into? Scorpios teach us a simple yet powerful truth. Wisdom is built in silence, in study, in patience. And when it's time to act, that wisdom turns into confidence. And then, there's something you can't explain with logic. Scorpio intuition. You can't see it, you can't measure it, but it's real. It's that quiet voice inside that whispers, now, not yet, yes, no. Most people ignore it. Scorpios trust it. They know when their intuition speaks, it's not random, it's guidance. Built from experience, from observation, from emotion. It's what helps them make decisions others hesitate to make. Not because the facts say so, but because their inner compass points them forward. Imagine standing at a crossroads. All the signs say turn left, but something deep inside tells you, turn right. That's the moment Scorpios lean into. That's where they find success others miss. Their intuition isn't a replacement for logic. It's the layer beneath it. It's the energy that connects the dots logic can't see. And trusting that instinct has saved them from failure more times than anyone knows. Maybe you've felt it too. That quiet knowing. The sense that something's wrong. Even when everything looks right. Or that a door is waiting to open. Even when no one else sees it. Next time you feel that, pause, listen. Trust that voice, like Scorpios do. Because sometimes, your soul knows what your mind hasn't realized yet. And when you combine all of this clear vision, deep knowledge, powerful intuition, something incredible happens. You stop chasing success. You start attracting it. Scorpios don't beg opportunities to come. They create a life where opportunities naturally appear. Because their decisions are clear, their mind is informed, their heart is aligned. But remember, none of this comes from rushing or seeking constant validation. It comes from slowing down, from learning, from trusting your inner world as much as the outer one. Scorpios are masters of their internal landscape, and that's why their external success feels so stable, so inevitable. It's not magic, it's mastery. So what about you? Are you clear on what you're building? Are you feeding your mind with the knowledge you need? Are you listening to that quiet voice inside? Because if not, maybe it's time. maybe it's time to slow down, to get quiet, to listen, and to move forward from a place of deep knowing, not surface noise. And yet, we're not done. There's something deeper, something more controversial. Because the last 3 Scorpio traits are not about business strategies. They're not about investments or professional tactics. They're about something even more powerful, the relationship between money and the soul. In the final part of this journey, we'll explore why, for Scorpios, wealth is not just a goal, it's a spiritual transformation, and why their final secrets might change the way you think about success forever. Stay with me. The most important part is still to come. There's something almost mysterious about Scorpios and their hunger for knowledge. But it's not the kind of knowledge that's loud. It's not about collecting facts just to appear smart. Scorpios study because they know information is power, quiet power. They dive deep into topics others skim. They ask questions others don't think to ask. And when it comes to money, career, or personal growth, they aren't satisfied with surface answers. They dig, they research, they analyze, and then they apply. It's not unusual to find a Scorpio spending nights reading about a niche market before investing, or studying human behavior quietly before entering a negotiation, or learning everything about a new project before saying yes. They trust themselves, but only after they've prepared. Their mind becomes their strongest ally. And in that preparation, they find confidence that no setback can shake. But here's something few people understand. Scorpios don't learn for the sake of learning. They learn to protect themselves, to protect their dreams, to protect their peace. Every book they read, every mistake they study, every mentor they observe, it all becomes a part of their strategy to secure a future they can control. And maybe that's the lesson. Don't chase knowledge to impress people, chase it to empower yourself. Even so, all that knowledge, all that strategy, wouldn't matter without something else. Their intuition, that inner voice, the silent compass no one can see, but guides every Scorpio forward. It's hard to explain intuition. It doesn't follow logic. You can't quantify it. But Scorpios feel it, stronger than most. It's why they make decisions others question, yet succeed. It's why they avoid traps others walk into, because they trust that deep knowing inside them. You've felt it too, haven't you? That gut feeling you couldn't explain. That moment when your mind said yes, but your heart said no. Or when everything looked impossible, but something in you whispered, try anyway. That's intuition. And Scorpios listen to it more than the outside world. More than advice, more than statistics, because their inner voice has never betrayed them. But here's what makes them special. They don't use intuition instead of knowledge, they use it alongside it. Knowledge gives them the map, intuition tells them when to follow it, and when to carve their own path. It's a dance between what they know and what they feel, and that's why their decisions are so powerful, so precise, so personal. Imagine that in your own life. Imagine making choices not out of fear, but from clarity. Not because everyone says you should, but because your soul knows you're ready. Scorpios do that. They remind us that success isn't about following the crowd. It's about following yourself, your mind, your instinct, your truth. So now, after this journey, maybe you see Scorpios differently. Maybe you understand why they're so often the quiet builders of success. Why their wealth is not luck, but a reflection of their inner world, their resilience, their focus, their depth. Every decision, every step, is shaped by who they are inside. But this isn't just about Scorpios. It's about you. About the part of you that feels lost, yet determined. The part of you that knows you were meant for more. Maybe it's time to stop doubting yourself. Maybe it's time to trust your vision, to fuel your mind, to listen to your intuition, and to move forward, quietly, but powerfully. Because wealth is not just a number in your bank account. It's a reflection of how much you trust yourself, how much you're willing to grow, how far you're willing to go, even when no one else believes in you. If this message touched something in you, if you saw yourself somewhere in this journey, then maybe you carry more Scorpio energy than you realized, and if you do, protect it, honor it, and use it to build the life you've been dreaming about. If this video made you think, if it opened a door inside you, please consider subscribing to this channel, not just for this video, but for the many more journeys we'll explore together. Hit the like button if something resonated, and share this video with someone who needs to hear these words today. Your story doesn't end here. In fact, it's just getting started. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll go even deeper together.